Dear students, good morning everyone. So today we are discussing about an important topic, especially in fourth unit point of exogenous hazards. We are discussing about fourth unit related to the exogenous hazards. What is mean by exogenous hazards? Nothing but maybe any hazard or disaster will be happen about the surface of the earth. Such kind of hazards or disasters we are called exogenous hazards. So in these exogenous hazards, different types of examples will be there. Maybe number one, any cyclones or any tornadoes or any floods or any droughts or soil erosions or maybe any biological hazards point of any population or maybe Bhopal gas tragedy. So different type of these are all hazards will be comes from the exogenous hazards. So once again, what we are saying, exogenous hazard means nothing but any hazard or disaster will be happen or will be occur on surface of the earth. Such kind of disasters or hazards we are called exogenous hazards. So in this section, we have to be learn about the floods. Definition of the flood means nothing but floods are the most frequent type of a natural disaster. Yes, these are the frequent natural disaster and occur when an overflowing of water submerges land that is usually dry. Flood are often caused by the heavy rainfall, rapid snow melt, or storm surface from a tropical cyclone or tsunamis in coastal areas. So, my dear students, nothing but a prolonged rain or continuous rain or heavy rainfall is main cause for flood. The same time of maybe any cyclone or storm will be happen in sea in on the ocean. Maybe those surrounding areas maybe a maximum having heavy rains. Those rains are created by the floods also. Maybe unfortunately any tsunami will be happen in coastal area. Those coastal areas maximum may be affected by the floods also. So maybe these floods also classified sometimes will be there. Those are the river flood. River is main cause or maximum the heavy rainfall or overflowing of the river water is caused any flood that we are called river flood. Second one flash flood. Third one coastal flood and fourth one urban flood. So coming to point of types of floods point of we have to be four major types will be there. That one is the river flood, second one flash flood, third one coastal flood, and fourth one urban flood. So see these images has to be clearly has to be visible for you. Maybe visible for you. See first of all river floods. So definition point of river floods. So the majority of the floods are recorded globally are due to rivers flowing as a result of long-lasting precipitation in a river basin. Melting snow and ice can also contribute of flooding. So nothing but my dear students here, river floods means nothing but globally due to heavy rainfall, maybe more rainfall, long rainfall, maybe all the river basins will be filled over of the river water, means excess of the river water will be flowing that caused for the flood. The same time of heavy rain precipitation is one of the main cause for flooding. The same time of here, maybe for example Himalaya surrounding areas, maybe ice and glaciers melting time. Unfortunately, climate will be changed. Any small rain will be added to that one. Maybe all the rivers will be overflowing of the water. That we are called river flood. Next of all, flash floods. So it occurred due to the local high intensity precipitation in high hilly or mountain areas. Flash floods means nothing but, for example, we are in heavy slope areas or maybe mountain areas where maybe hilly areas we are living. That time maybe any small rainfall also maybe a small rain also will form. That all rain will be flowing downward direction. As naturally, generally, rain water having nature high elevation to low elevation direction the water will be flows. So here flash floods is main cause hilly areas or mountain areas. Maybe at the time of maximum those hills and mountains having heavy slope and too much of slope, that slope is caused for flash floods. So discharge to the flash floods are often the much higher than normal flows in water causes. So flash flood are particularly dangerous in steep slopes. So flash floods are where the maximum play crucial role, where the high slope will be there. That slope areas maximum the water will be flowing very high velocity. So that's why that water having high velocity that will be creating more a negative impact. So that's why flash floods are mostly happen high slope areas, especially hilly and mountain areas. And third one, coastal floods. So these are along the coastal may be flooded due to the tsunami. So for example, in our India, nearly 900 kilometers of the 900 kilometers, more than 900 kilometers of the coastal area will be there. Coastal surrounding area will be there. Maybe Andhra Pradesh having coastal area, Tamil Nadu having coastal area, and Kerala having coastal area, and also West Bengal having coastal areas. These are all the some of the states having very too much of very longest coastal areas will be there. Maybe unfortunately in Bay of for example, eastern side we have Bay of Bengal and western side we are having the Arabian Sea, and south side we are having the Indian Ocean. Maybe those ocean places have unfortunately any earthquake in bottom of the ocean. Maybe any earthquake will be happen, or maybe any continent drift will be happen, that is caused for tsunami. So maybe tsunami is or hurricane, maybe very super cyclones or any high hurricanes will be happen in ocean surrounding areas or sea surrounding areas. That time that sea water maximum will be comes out of surface of the earth. Maybe that water or maybe prolonged rainwater will be flowing very highly in coastal surrounding areas. That a situation the water will be flowing on surface of the earth that we are called coastal floods. So as long term phenomena like the subsidence and sea level rises lead to the gradual encroachment of the sea. So maximum nothing but here that gradual sea levels will be rising. Sea come forward of the surface of the earth. Such kind of situation maybe the floods we are called coastal floods. Most of all coastal areas are very dangerously affected. And fourth one, urban floods. So the urban area is paved with roads and discharge of the heavy paved with roads and concrete materials, and also discharge of the heavy rain cannot absorb in the ground due to the drainage constraints and lead to the flooding of streets. So for my dear students here, urban floods maximum nowadays may be development point of urbanization point of civil development point of globalization point of whatever may be development point of everyone everywhere maximum we are filled with concrete material. Maybe we in villages, those even in villages also, maybe cities also maximum their own needs point of own benefits point of everywhere we are full with concrete material. So my dear students here variation maybe soil simply absorbed by the rainwater or maybe any water content. Maybe concrete cannot absorb by the water content. So if not absorb that water maximum flowing on surface of there or growing on the ground also. Maybe excess of the water flowing on the surface of the earth on the ground we are called flood. So that's why here maybe any small rain will be happen. For example, cities surrounding city areas, nothing but for example, Hyderabad or maybe in a Vizag or maybe in a Chennai, maybe a small rainfall also creating some floods and drainage problems and transportation will be affected. Why? Because of everywhere concrete material will be there. That concrete material cannot absorb by the water content. That water simply flowing on surface of the earth, surface of the streets, surface of the land, surface of the roads. That is caused for urban floods. Maybe the urban, maybe one of the cause will be there. Maybe those drainage system not flexible, will be cleaned and not will be updated. Maybe 19 maybe for such a long time, maybe before the means think about the those maybe Mughals, or maybe that time maybe some of the ruling of the Hyderabad Nizams that time, maybe plans will be, we are also still we are following, we are not updating also. So then the maybe population will be high, maybe the drainage also, drainage point of the drainage canal, drainage system also updated, must be needed to update it. So that's why maybe drainage problems also be one of the cause for the urban floods also. So see the images, maybe small rainfall, all the traffic jam will be there, will be affected on that road also. So maybe coastal flood point of the means is sea surrounding areas will be affected by the ocean tides also. So next of all, and cause of floods. Maybe first one is heavy rain. Where it may be water, maybe the heavy rain is main cause for the floods. First of all, overflowing rivers. Yes, when will be happen? The heavy rain, prolonged rain, and continuous rain will be happen. All the water resource bodies are draining. River basin will be filled, or canal basin will be filled. Then excess of the water will be flowing. Overflowing of the rivers is called for flood. Next of all, broken dams. So the first image is the heavy rain. Second image has to represent by the overflowing of the rivers. Yes. So third one is broken dams. Maybe unfortunately civil structures will be failure. Then these kind of problems will be happen. So broken dams. And fourth one, urban drainage basins. And fifth one, lack of the vegetation. And sixth one, melting snow and ice. So each peak and each image will be represent cause related point of. So now we are discussing about the causes point of. Number one is heavy rain. So my dear students, I already told you, maybe heavy prolonged rain or continuous rain maybe is one of the cause of the floods. So here means the main cause. So here we are surrounding by the infrastructure and system designed to be move rainwater in appropriate basins and the reservoirs. So how we are planned, maybe that heavy rainwater will be happen, that rainwater as possible as stored in reservoir, as possible we are sending with help of the canals to the dam. And also we have to river basin or check dams point we have to utilize maximum that water we have to control, otherwise that heavy rain is called for flood. Next one, overflowing rivers. You don't necessarily need to have heavy rains to experience of the flooding in your area. For example, if you are live along a river surrounding areas or upstream areas, from your experience heavy rains maybe means nothing but maybe river point of upper river and lower river point, maybe high elevation river upper river and low elevation river is nothing but the lower river. Maybe upper river of the wall water, all water upper river surrounding areas will be living peoples not maybe affectable, but lower river position areas surrounding areas peoples will be live. That water very high velocity, that maybe all the river banks will be damaged, will be simply making development some cracks and fractures. Those cracks and fractures maximum the agent or path for the flowing of the river water. So overflowing of the river water simply easily in this case of simply that will be enter into the villages or enter into the towns, enter into the houses also, or maybe enter into cities also. And third one is broken dams. Maybe here main one of the cause is civil structure failure. The main reason is civil structural failure. Maybe design will fail, maybe estimation costings also fail, maybe some of the we are not able to maintain proper quality and quantity. That one, that case of maybe dam will failure. That all the what is dam? Maybe nothing but a civil structure across the river. The flood controlling point of we are make a civil structure near river that we are called dam. So maybe what will be happening? Maybe we are flood controlling point of we are storage of the water. That every dam maximum store lakhs of cubic of the water. That may be unfortunately or bad like point of maybe unfortunately any disaster will be happen where maybe any earthquake or maybe any landslide will be happen. Maybe the dam will be failure. That dam failure time, those lakhs of cubic storage water will be simply comes or enter into our villages or our towns and mandals and districts also. Maybe entire of the land will be sink in water. So that is called broken dams. And next of all, having by the urban drainage basins. So many of our cities are made of the mostly concrete and concrete material, impermeable material. When you have the urban drainage basin that is made of concrete, there is no ground for water to sink into the. So that those drainage basins fill up it and growing to the flat for low lying areas. Maybe concrete materials cannot be absorbed the groundwater content. Those is caused for main cause for the urban areas floods. And next of all, lack of vegetation. So where do maybe vegetation will be there, maybe absorbed by some water content that will be strongly predict by the flood movement or water movement. So when we are not having such much of vegetation content, we are not able to control, we are not able to predict by the flood movement. And third, last one, sixth one, melting snow and ice. So maybe nothing but for example Himalayas we take. So for example North East we have Himalayas. So maybe Ganga, Brahmaputra rivers or the perennial rivers. Why? Because of maybe due to summertime also they having full of water. So those rivers 365 days water having those rivers we are called perennial rivers. So maybe that why because of that ice will be melted due to the high temperature point of some pressure point of. So maybe these snow and ices has to be melted due to the climatic condition point of. So in the situation, maybe unfortunately added a small cyclone, added a small rain, maybe climatic condition changes point out that is caused for the flood. And next one, effects of floods. Flood water can seriously disturb. Yes, we are agree because of it will be maybe all the houses, livelihood, and also agricultural lands will mostly affected. So flood water can seriously disturb the public and personal transportation by cutting off the roads and railway lines. So when the flood water will be when the flood water maximum affected to the transport system and also agricultural system and human livelihood also be affected, as well as communication links also be affected, and also drainage system also affected. For example, city areas drainage system will be affected. Communication point of we are not able to that much of power supply, maybe electrical problems, maybe cell towers also be affected due to high wind point of high precipitation point of. Maybe communication also be affected. Sewage spills also communicate common with respect a serious health hazards. Prolonged rain maximum created by the some of the mosquitoes and also some of the bacterial content maximum increased or developed, that is caused for the health issues. Soil will be eroded, agriculture crops affected, animals affected, loss of life, loss of property, floods distributed, suspended sediments like soil, silt, clay materials will be distributed. Mitigation measures, we are classified three types of mitigation measures will be there: before the flood, during flood, after the flood. So what we'll be doing mitigation point, how we are how we are controlling, how we are reduced by the effect of disaster of the flood before flood time. Know about your local relief centers. Flood relief center, first of all we have to be known where having flood camps flood relief campaigns will be there, centers will be there, and also some of the important numbers we have to noted, and also we have keep ourselves. So keep emergency numbers also. Flood and roll up the anything higher ground, higher and higher ground, including chemicals and medicines, maybe having any chemicals or medicines or maybe health hazard materials will be there. Those all will file up or pack up and round up and they're kept in a high elevation areas, highly and high height. So keep vegetation in your compound. So that vegetation maximum prevent the flood movement, and also that land plants all plants will be simply observed. So mitigation of the during of the floods. must be reach the safe area as possible as we reach the safe. For example, here transportation will be there, so children and oldest people stay at high ground, turn off electrical appliance and gases, keep away chemicals for the flood water, keep away chemicals for flood water. Maybe that chemicals will be mixed in that water. That water has to be using for any drinking point of any animals, or maybe some of the peoples has to be contact. Some of the skin problems will be happen, some of people's will be dead, some of the life will be dead. So last one, after the floods, so everything is okay, then put on the electrical things. Maybe everything is okay, not having any effects, will be not having problems with it, we put on the electrical power, and also take photographs and records all the damages. Those are helpful for the insurance claims point of. Maybe nowadays maximum these all disaster effects we have to be record in phone or mobile phones, so pics also must be need. So those also maximum useful when the claim insurance claim getting benefits point of. So cleaning time must be maintained, appropriate dress and mask and gloves. So who are maximum affected people's cleaning time after flat time, cleaning point of, cleaning section point of, maximum wear the masks and go to fully covered dress, and also wear the gloves also. Thank you everyone. I hope you understand everyone. Thank you very much.